information and use it for the wrong thing, and I've had that happen. People take pieces of information and put it somewhere where it ain't supposed to be and get stuff misconstrued, and intentionally, because it helps get views if you sensationalize things. But so I post all my information here. I'm going to continue to do that here and wherever else I feel comfortable. Just because I think, even though it's like finding a needle in a haystack, I do believe there's got to be other good people out there. And not only has there got to be other good people out there, um, you know, I know how it is being a good person when you're looking for other good people, and good people ain't posting and ain't being open because bad people take information and make it something different. But we're going to tell the truth today. We're going to be open, and we're not going to focus on that. So let me tell you about my day. It was productive. I did do my hour workout this morning, so it wasn't, I'm exaggerating, 15, it wasn't 15 to 20 hours like it was yesterday. Um, after I did my workout, I skipped to employment because employment should have been supposed to be planning. I did my planning. Then I was supposed to do my hygiene. I did my hygiene. Then after the hygiene, I was supposed to do my physical, which was my workout. I did my workout. Then I was supposed to do clutter. Clutter was next, but I skipped that and I hopped over to employment. Employment's after clutter. And I did that. And I want to talk to y'all about employment. A couple of things, and I want to share everything, you know, interviews, all of that. So, you know, I got an offer from a place a while back, a few weeks ago. Got all that stuff taken. They were doing the background and all that other good stuff. Now with me, we don't know, and I'll keep you updated on how things go. But already, let me tell you what's happening already. So, you know, everything was good with the initial person that I talked to. Then when I got to, and I guess they handed it over to, it's like, hey, sweethearts, how y'all doing? Then when they handed it over to the second person, she was a little stiffer, you know, and what she was asking me for was like W-2s and stuff like that. You know, I didn't have access to them, you know. And then what was said to me by the company that did the background checks was that, they reached out to me, and then the woman that was a little bit stiffer reached out to me. You know, might be her business, you know, whatever. But yeah, she has, right to. So she reached out to me and was like, hey, you know, the background company has tried to reach, your employer numerous numbers of times and haven't gotten any response. And I was like, what? You know, because at first I said, well, is it possible that you could just move on to the next employer? You know, and they were like, we tried, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, let me look into that. I didn't say that, but I said, okay. So I looked into it. There were no phone calls, no voicemails, no missed calls, no text messages. Those folks didn't reach out to the employer. They didn't. You know, I got evidence of it. They didn't, right? And so then, but perhaps in the past, things like that have happened, because I remember calling an employer and reaching out and asking them, hey, can y'all please, respond? But I wasn't getting a response, so I was like, okay, fine. So you just let them know, she worked here from this, like that, And so then after I told the person that was with the company that, hey, I checked, and, there hasn't been any type of, communications or requests from information to the employer, right? And I was like, I really checked. And then after that, unbeknownst to me, that she then, so I checked, and then, I got a follow up, I checked again with the company, and, I asked them, I said, hey, did y'all get anything? If y'all got any, did y'all get anything? And did you respond? And can you send me a copy of whatever you got so that I can forward it, right? And so then, can you send me a copy of whatever you got so I can forward it? So they sent it. I forwarded it not only to, hey, how y'all doing? I forwarded it not only to the, the lady at the, hopefully the new company, and to the background check people. I've, you know, the employer company told me that actually I actually sent two versions because they got requests from both, but that was the first time they even got any requests. So just be aware that just they don't always do what they say. The company that's hiring you, um, I think that they have more of a stake in it, you know. And then sometimes, maybe they do let the ball fall intentionally. And then I found out that they said they didn't get the drug test. The drug test was taken weeks ago. But then when I called the background company, they had another department that did that. They did get the drug test. They just didn't update the information to where the employer could see it. So I shared that with them, right? So just be mindful that, if you're, looking for traditional employment and things like that, that even though there are background check companies, they don't always, they don't always, they'll send something to you saying that they reached out. They don't always reach out. And the opposite is true too. Sometimes your former employers may be slow responding or just decide they're not going to respond. So, that's what it is, right? So just being mindful of that. So that's how that's going. And then prior to that, or after that, I don't know, I had another interview where there was a woman. And like I said, I didn't like this, and this is what gets me. I'm sharing everything because I'm sorry, employment is an issue, and I want to share it because I'm not going to lose on my mind, you know. But the woman, she, I don't know, I'm going to get a copyright strike because of this music. But, and I already got one because I uploaded something from TikTok that had music in the background. But what was the other situation? Badgering. The employer asked me, what was it that motivated me to work outside of a paycheck, right? And I mean, the answer is always the same for me. Like I said, I'm 50 almost, right? And so, I mean, the answer don't change. It's always, it's not even just about work. What motivates me to even be alive is knowing that, at the end of the day, I made someone's day better, even if it's just my day. If I can make my day better, or someone else's days, which I prefer, I hope that I'm doing good enough where I can focus on trying to make someone else's day better, then, that's it. That's what motivates me, period, in life. That's why I think I was so sad and anxious and depressed over the weekend because I was just like, yo, I'm not even, pulling through for me. Not only am I not pulling through for me, I'm not pulling through for anybody else. Nobody else is appreciating it, So that's when I was just like, man, and then I have to keep going in this circle. And that's where the part that made me say, well, I'm not pulling through for me because I was going in this circle, like the employment circle. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. So there's something wrong and I need to address it. You feel me? So I'm starting from the beginning to the end. Anything that I notice that I have an aversion to, and you guys are welcome to comment. You can be open about it. I don't care. I'm open. And I was scared to talk about employment previously, and I was scared not because I'm embarrassed about me or anything like that. I was scared because my legal situation stemmed from that, and I was so scared that, because people take pieces of things and lie. Like I said, and somebody posted something on TikTok, and I guess they spelled subtle wrong, right? And I just mentioned SUBTLE because as I'm getting older, I start to, if somebody spells something wrong, I'll be like, wait a minute, is that how you spell it? And I'm not doing, I don't want to do that. So I looked it up just to make sure it is SUBTLE. They came back and they said, well, SUTTLE is a word too, And then, they got into a back and forth. But I went into and made a separate video on my own because just talking about, how those things affect me and whatever. But anyways, they got mad and they took a bunch of my videos and said she made 5 different videos and I had to block her. She didn't have to block me. I wasn't even paying attention to her. Those videos are for me and for my healing, But, so they take pieces and make it into something else. Then she said that I was a lesbian. And I was just like, what? She said that I called her a man. I did not. The video that it's just people can take little things and misconstrue them, and if you jump in and hop in and go into the back and forth with it, that's all you'll be focused on. And that's what I was scared of with the employment thing. But the employment thing, I mean, it's going to be with me until I no longer can work. You know what I'm saying? So I need to address it. So I will keep things confidential because that's how I am. I'm respectful of other people, places, and things. You know, I'm not going to say a company's name. Maybe eventually, because eventually what I do want to do is go through every single job that I've had since my very first job, every single volunteer experience that I've had, my whole life story basically, because that's all it really revolves around is all work, work and employment, employment, volunteering, all of that, you know, because I want you to see who I am and all these jobs that I've had, all these volunteer things that I've done, those show who my heart was. And when I speak to you and share with you the things that happen there at these different places, you know, and again, start from start to end, starting from the interview process, you know, starting from the application process, all of that. Because even now, like I said, even before, you know, I see where, you know, the background check company, you know, they said that they sent numerous, no, they didn't send anything, not no phone calls, no emails, no text messages, no voicemails until, and that's what they told, that is what they told what company, the hiring company, that's what they told them. And I wouldn't have known that except the hiring company came to me and was like, hey, they've reached out to your, you know, the employer numerous times and I was like, numerous times, okay. I didn't say that back. When they said that, I was like, let me go check, you know. So I looked into it, hadn't reached out at all, not at all, until I spoke to the hiring company. It was like, they have it, but, and I copied the background check company, and I was like, they have it, but are you sure you're reaching out to the right information? It's the same information I put on the application and on the background check information, right? And I provided the email address and the phone number again. And lo and behold, within 24 hours, you know. So, you know, the world is not perfect. And for other people out there that was young and naive and dumb like me, and is still up into 40 something, young, dumb, and naive. And when they say young, dumb, and naive, it's not just about, you know, boys and being a teenager. When you're an adult and you want to believe that because people have jobs of authority or have jobs that have a big impact, that they will always do the right thing and be diligent. They're not. And that's why when I talked about, you know, my emotions and how I felt, I'm open about that. But you don't ever want to put that in the hands of someone else because it's just a job, and whatever it takes for them to be able to keep doing, making their money, you know, that's what they're going to continue to keep doing, you know? So, oh, these nuts. So, yeah. But what else I wanted to talk about as well, this is the lesson. So, you know, I live in Valdosta. I've been here, dang, these nuts. I've been here about 4 years, right? Haven't made a connection with any people at all, you know, at all. You know, and I thought, well, maybe the business thing would help me do that, right? So, and I had a situation where this older guy, he was just trying to educate me. You know, I think it's genuine. He told me, and actually when you looked at him like him, he looked so clean cut, like he worked the best job, whatever. He told me that actually he was a murderer. He just got out of jail. And he was just open about it, right? And then he said, you know, I just want to make sure that you are aware that in Valdosta, people are always going to stay a step ahead of you. So the only reason they're talking to you, if they do talk to you, is because they want something or think that there's something available for them to get. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously, you know, looking at me, I'm glad that I look the way I do because obviously they know I'm broke. But yesterday, some strange guy was at my door and it scared me a little bit. It was in the daylight, but I don't know why he was there. You know, I have no idea why he was there. But he didn't linger. He like knocked fast. And I think it was just to see if somebody was there or not. And then he left. But, yeah, this must be something with me because gnats are like flying all around me. And I was just with this lady. Let me tell you what happened. So I was walking back home. And, you know, there was a couple on a bicycle. And, you know, I overheard them saying, her telling him, you need to go take that bike back to get it fixed because it shouldn't ride that way, right? These kids, you know, baby kids. I'm walking, they really are trying to run me over. Like, I don't get it. But anyhow, so baby kids are not just black kids. They're just kids that will do that. They will run you over with their tricycles and bicycles. You know, it's okay. But anyhow, So yeah, so I overheard them talking about her saying, "Hey, you need to take your bike back and get it fixed because it's messed up or something, right? It's not riding the way it should." And that perked my ears up. I was like, "Hey, did he get his bike fixed at West, uh, Western Auto or something like that?" And she was just like, "Yeah." And then the car came and she drove the other way, but it may have been just for privacy. I don't know. But so then, a while later, they're on bicycles, mind you. I get almost home. And then, I'm playing around on Smule and I hear something behind me and it scares me because they were calling out to me, but it was a female. It was her on a bicycle, right? And let me look behind me, make sure all is good. Okay. So it was her on a bicycle. And, she started chatting with me and she said, "Oh, you had a problem at West Auto too, whatever." And I said, "Yeah," I explained to her that, what happened, that I took my bike in, and she started explaining to me what the problem was, right? What they were supposed to do because she used to work in plastics and whatever, whatever. And and I said, yeah, the only reason I mentioned it or got, it perked my ears was because, I wasn't going to write a bad review about it because I just didn't have the wherewithal to do it. I just let it go. Obviously the man didn't want to do anything. So I didn't have the fight to keep fighting about it. I was going to let it go. And that's what I did. The bike is sitting in the shed. But, and the bad thing is that after all that, I saw on Walmart, they're sold out now. The bikes, the exact same bike that I have, if you go into the store at Walmart, it's like almost $300. But online, they had it on sale for $124, right? And so I was gonna get it, but I guess I waited too long because they sold out. But yeah, I could have really just purchased another bike, the exact same bike that I had, um, brand new. But I would have had to put it together because it came in a box, and I don't know how good I would have been at doing that. But anyhow, so as we were talking, we stopped and we happened to stop and start talking because she was talking about all her resources, and I was talking about my broken shoe. I've been walking with that same broken shoe forever. She was like, "You don't have any more shoes?" And I didn't want to get into it, so I just said no, just to keep it simple. I just said no to keep it simple. I said I can still walk. I'm good, right? And she was telling me, like, what she does, where she works at, and she was telling me, the different things that she's exposed to at work. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's great." And then she told me to ask me, I don't know what she knows about me because, like I said, all my stuff is on the internet. She was just like, and I love everything about me, so I'm okay with that. Absolutely okay with that. But she was like, "Do you have a business? Do you own a business?" And I didn't say anything. I was like, "Well," I said, it kind of failed, and that's what I'm trying to reboot." And I told her about this ad that I put recently on Craigslist, right? Because I said, and she was like, "Oh, you don't know anybody here?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been here 4 years, but I don't know nobody, you know." And that's the thing. I'm trying to connect. So I put an ad on Craigslist, and I was trying to think, should I come at it from like a business standpoint? Okay, I'm done talking. I can't talk anymore. But should I come from a business standpoint, or should I come from a personal standpoint, trying to introduce myself to the community? I say I'll come personal first. I didn't know which way to come, so I was just like, "Hey, I'm trying to get to know people in the community, and so I thought, what better way than to volunteer?" And I put down my skills, and I said, I would like to volunteer with you for 1 hour. And then you could complete a survey, just to let us know how you felt about the work that was done, the work or service that was performed, right? And oh, it feels hot in here, like really hot, unhealthy hot. um I, I said, well, you can provide, um it's funny how I showed my feet and everybody ran. I don't blame them. But you can, you know you could just answer a brief survey, right? And I didn't do it, saying the company name and all of this, that, and the other. So, oh, it's so hot in here. Why is it so hot? It is really hot in here. I mean, very hot. So this, I'm gonna get to the scary part. So, but anyhow, so the first time I placed the ad, it came more from, instead of saying surveys, I said references, right? And then the ad got flagged. I'll read to y'all the ad. the ad got flagged. And so I was like, okay, but I think the reason it got flagged was there was like a homeless guy or somebody that put an ad, and I'm offering free work, and the homeless guy put an ad that he needed some food and things, and to meet him at whatever place. I think he flagged my ad because it really was competing with his, you know, so he flagged it. And then I believe he did, or maybe somebody else flagged it. So then I changed the wording just to say, you know, I left it the part of the survey because if they want to do a survey, at the end I can, at the end of me providing a free service, they can, they can do a survey. So, okay. So then, sorry, you guys, I gotta look at my good. Okay, so then, I posted one that just said basically, hey, same thing, trying to introduce myself to the community. I hope I'm not disappointed. I see I have emails here. I don't know. Even if it's a disappointment, it's okay. This weekend was the absolute worst. Is it okay? Not really. Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna ship my equipment, but they're waiting for my drug test results. All right, so whatever. And that drug test was taken like weeks ago. Yeah. All right, so yeah, but the bottom line, what I feel about this particular employer is they really don't want to hire me, is what I feel, but they are. I feel like somehow, I feel like there's something in the background going on. And when I say background, not the background check, but there's like some type of second thought or something. Because, initially it was all, hunky dory. Then, then it's like all of a sudden, it changed hands and they were trying to push other things, and I was like, okay, no problem. I can meet that. No worries. I think what they were expecting me to do was just not to follow up on it and not to say anything and give up, which I almost did because y'all saw I was under a lot of stress, anxiety, and whatever. So, what is it? What they need? So, so I think that's what happened. And so when she did that, and maybe the hiring company knew that they didn't reach out, and maybe the hiring company was the one that told them not to. Maybe the hiring company was the one that told them not to update the drug test information until the former employer responded, right? But then they never contacted the employer, and they were telling me that oh, you need your W-2s and whatever. And the thing about it is they never contacted the employer, and that drug test has been done for about a month now. The drug test has been done for about a month, so she probably told them not to update that, and that's probably why it's not updated. You know, but when you need money and you need a job, what do you do now? If it was my choice, would I would this be the route for me? No. If it was my choice, I don't think I would ever want to do employment again because of this. But there's, like I said, it's a capitalist. What am I going to do? I don't have any choice. I have to, you know. Um, I do have a choice. The choice is not to go, but then, like I said, I get weird stuff. Let me finish with the Craigslist thing. So with the Craigslist ad, then the thing about it was that then when I reposted the ad, I checked the emails to see if anyone responded. It looked like they didn't, but I saw that it went to spam, and people was responding with inappropriate stuff. And the first ad that I put out that got banned was when I said please do not do any lewd or lascivious requests or anything like that. And I put down basically. I mean, and so I think maybe that's why I got banned too, because maybe it had a female sound to the ad and they wanted it to be something weird like that, or they wanted an opportunity to make it something weird like that. So the second one, when I said, well, maybe they flagged it because I said lewd and lascivious. Um, and I was just saying, don't put anything lewd or lascivious in there. Um, did I respond? Yeah, I responded. So So yeah, so I think that's what's going on with this company, right? Lately, I have been very open on social media because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and to me, these employers, I'm tired of it. Is it to my demise? Maybe, but it's my health is not going to take it if I continue to be silent and not say anything. I'm not naming any specific employers. At the moment, I'm not naming any specific employers, but I'm letting you know some of the experiences that I'm having because you guys may be having them too. You know, it may be a company is not responding to employment check, background check, but that's not what's happening in this case. They didn't even send it. They didn't send it. And all the stuff that I got done immediately. I got it done immediately. But yeah. So that's my outlook for right now. Um, and to me, that's dishonest and manipulation. I don't like dishonesty and manipulation. Interview that I went to, the first interview was ago. I interviewed another with the second person the first time. I have a lot to talk about, but I don't have time. But it's important to me, so I gotta sneeze. But the other thing about it is me putting it all out here like this. Is it easily digestible? No, because people will have to listen to the whole thing. In order to listen to the whole thing, you have to have a heart for me. Right now, as it stands, the people that are subscribed to my channel, the majority don't, but a few do, and some of them only can take so much because, you know, people are online for entertainment. People are selfish. But thank you. Shout out to Jams who watch and try to encourage me. I love you. Thank you. Um, Shout out to Zelamite. He stops in every now and then, every once in a blue moon. I appreciate you, for the realness. And shout out to whoever else, but those are the only two. So yeah, there's other people too. I'm not gonna say the only two. There's other people too, but those are names that I recognize. But yeah. So they asked me the question about, what makes me tick, basically, what makes me motivate me to work. And I told them that's what motivates me. I want to help people. I want to be good to people. I really do. And that's the thing that was hurtful about that TikTok thing because um, with her saying the things she's saying, it separates people, and it was so nasty. Like I remember when. Do I have anything else in here? And it separates people, and people are more likely to jump into that information that separates, you know because again, it's sensational. People don't really care about people anymore. They want to sensationalize, for views, for whatever. But I'm not about that. And the thing about it too, what I want to avoid as well, because that's what's going to happen as part of social media, because people are trying to get views and things, is that people are going to troll you. People are going to take, and not even that, even in regular life, if you don't fight back. And I'm not into fighting, but what I want to do is gather people that have experiences that are hard to share, and let's share them together, discreetly, confidentially, and let's support each other. Like people have depression support groups. Let's have root of the problem support groups. Employment is a hard thing to talk about. Because it rocks our life, and we have to work until we die, until we retire. So we don't want to say anything to anger somebody or ire somebody or, prevent us from getting the next job. But we have to be honest about these things. We have to each one teach one, let each other know, what's going on. Not every, you know, maybe a lot of people that are nefarious or exposed to nefarious things, maybe they know stuff like that happen. But, in my younger years, I would never have thought anything like that would happen. You have this job. Why would you not contact the employer? You know what I'm saying? Why would you not make sure that the drug, and that drugs, she said she didn't get that drug screening information. What she said to me was that, oh, she's going to text these people. All she had to do was call them. If she called them, they'll tell you that it's completed and it came back satisfactory. They just have to update it to the background information, you know? So, and I've never been one to, want to be where I'm not wanted, but I need money. You know what I'm saying? I need money, I need money. I don't want to be driven by that all the time. And that girl that approached me, maybe somebody else told her, oh, she has a business or something like that. And maybe that's why she came up on me like that. But this is the scary part. As we were standing out there, some guy, and you know how guys sometimes look like their mind is on something inappropriate? he was walking up on that woman, and she didn't see him, and I saw him, and the way he was walking looked like he would have just grabbed her or something. And the woman was older than me and real slim, right? And so I said, behind you, look behind you. It was scary like that. And he came up, and I didn't want to talk to him. He was under some influence or something. He had no shirt on, and yeah, mm-mm. That was a scary experience. And while me and her, we was talking about business, we was talking about work, we were talking about practical things. He was coming up saying he wanted to get my phone number, and I was like, no, because he saw me give my phone number to her, right? And I was like, no, I can give you a website, I can give you an email. And I started to write it down. I was like, this is stupid. All these gnats were attacking me. And I was like, I'm about to go. And I said, anybody that will allow somebody to get eaten up by gnats when you can see they clearly are not interested, that's the problem. So I walked off and he didn't bother me. But this looked like the same guy. I was all the way up by Home Depot. This looked like the same guy that was there. And he tried to follow me, but I stepped aside. Then those bicycle people came. And maybe that's the good thing. Maybe I don't need to know people in Valdosta. But I do want to make a difference in the community. I put a Craigslist ad out, and I'm going to see if I can get somebody to write like a news ad to go into one of the local news apps, right? So that's something that's in the working, and that somebody might have to be me because you know how it goes. But that's where I am. If you guys want to know what the ad says specifically, the first one and the second one, let me know, and I'll post it. I'm just talking all from memory right now because I need, you know, when I say I need a board of directors for me, I need people that are truly good people. And like I said, I do know that people can take this information and use it the wrong way. It's okay. I need to find the good people. I'll sacrifice that for finding the good people. And good people know not to take things at face value, that they have to dig deeper because they know that there are bad people that'll, mess things up. But I'm looking for the good people. If you are a good person and you're out there, meaning that you understand what I'm saying, that you stay focused on, you know, because we have to tell the truth. That's the only way, the only way we'll get ahead. But yeah, that guy was something else. He was scary, and I don't know if they were working together. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what it is. But anyways, I'm out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm very open. All you got to do is ask. Like literally, all you have to do is ask. So you have a gem right here. This is social media. Like if I met you in person and you asked me some of these things, you know, just like that guy was creeping on me, and I don't know what his thing was, you know, I wasn't giving 2 cents. But here, definitely ask me. I'm wholly transparent, and I'm trying to improve. I gotta find good people. We'll see what we can do. We'll get it together. I love you. Bye.